You there? That book I'm reading. He's doing. Habs up rolling. Someone should stand guard so people will come in.
You guys recording now?
Right here. This can be right.
We are.
Awesome. At the bottom on purpose.
We're on. Yeah. Make sure to talk into the mic.
Okay. You guys ready to roll?
We're rolling.
All right, cool. So we're here with Talking Comedy Podcast. Guest today, very special guest, Jay Leno.
Yeah, it's very special guest. Yeah. Every guest is special.
I guess you're right. We're egalitarian in this country.
That's right.
I saw you pick up this Richard Pryor book. You had not seen this one before?
I haven't seen them.
This one is fascinating. This author here, Scott, he went to just like probably, I might be under by with the number, 130 people that knew him from Peoria, Illinois until his special on Sunset. And you knew Richard Pryor, and you call him Richie Pryor?
Well, he was Richie Pryor then. Yeah, that's what it was. I mean, it's kind of funny. And that's how he was introduced.
Yeah.
You know, when he did a live at Sunset Strip, that was the first time a comedian had been filmed for theatrical release. Now, everybody has a special video now, but movie theaters are dying, and they run like boxing, and you get up to Mike Tyson, you pay $100 to watch in a theater. They're cute. So why don't we get big stars who have met as the Richie? So when he was breaking in his line at Sunset Strip, I followed him every night as a Comedy Star because nobody wanted to do it. Because, just pull the room out just a bit. But it's really the only way you learn, you know. And I realized I didn't have 45 minutes. I had maybe 18 minutes. So it just taught me to throw out everything that doesn't get a laugh. Don't hang up. Yeah, I get guys doing, do this Nixon bit. No, Nixon's not around anymore. He hasn't been a president 6 years. Stop saying I'm not a crook and you're doing that. Just throw it away. Throw it away. Comics had so attached to the material. It was not working. It's not work. We worked in Denver once. Yeah, we're not in Denver. And that was once. Yeah.
Exactly. And then, do you remember your first time meeting him by any chance?
I'm sure it was at the Comedy Store. He would come as a place to hang out. I was a newcomer at the United States Union. That kind of thing. It wasn't like we hung out. It's just we worked in the same place. So he watched and then he'd throw you a compliment or something,
Yeah.
I mean, he was moody. One day it would be real tense and and then say, Jay, how you doing, man? I gotta get out. So, yeah, it was interesting. But he was older than us and he was famous.
Right.
So you give him that deference, others. It's like when I did the Try Show, I would say, well, Mr. Carson, call me Johnny. Well, okay, Johnny. I mean, so when Letterman came along, it was great because he was an equal, like Dave, nice tie. You couldn't say that to Johnny because I'm a young guy and he's the biggest thing in television, So it made it fun, yeah. But Richard was, it's still funny because at those times he and Cosby were throwing rocks at each other,
Yeah.
Cosby was all the patron saint of being comedy, and then Richard worked her, and then Cosby turns out to be hilarious.
Right. Yeah. And then, so you meet at Comedy Store, you're following him. Mitzi is in her prime. Argus Hamilton, your contemporaries. When you now, Howie Mandel, yourself, you guys been around for a while. What have you seen as far as the transition of stand-up comedy from then till now? How has it changed? Obviously,
It has a change. It's the exact same thing.
the same degenerates.
Well, I mean, one of the, if I said to you, watch this Rudolph Valentino movie from the 20s where, he's kissing the girl, you'd laugh. It's so corny and slow. But if you watch Keaton or you watched Charlie Chaplin or any of those guys, you laugh just as much as people did. That even more just because of the funny clothes and that kind of stuff. So, the rich guy in the tuxedo falling in a mud puddle, it's always going to get a laugh. I'm sorry. So comedy doesn't change like other things. I mean, every joke is based on the one original joke, Everything comes from that. And we're still at that point. There's really no difference. I mean, to me, when I started, most comedians were Jewish men in their 50s. He grew up during the Depression. They were my enemies. Never acted. And then you had Robert Klein and Carlin. That was the first real breakthrough of a younger person playing to other younger people.
Right.
Because don't forget, that era, there was more people in my age group than in any other age group in history. So consequently, it was a better demo, And when the other guys did Vegas, we would do the main point in Philly and the bitter end. And Or a jazz club, a bars like that, yeah.
And so did you start out in jazz clubs or at a comedy club?
There were no comedy clubs. I started out in strip clubs, which was great. You had making materials at your job, so it was okay. And the good thing was, when you start out, you suck, but you don't know how bad you suck because the audience is not paying attention to you. You know, right? Do work to disturbance. So okay, so you get the stage time. I remember the first time I got a real audience. I was opening for Buddy Rich, remember the drummer? Oh, the jazz drummer. And they said, please let him down. Shh, shh. I never heard an audience shush when all right, on stage. I thought that, well, what's this? This is all right.
100%. And did you ever get a chance to meet Charlie Chaplin?
Did Charlie Chaplin? Yeah, I did meet Chaplin. Chaplin, I think, died just about the same time I came to town, early 70s. No, I never met Jack Benny either. I always wanted to meet Jack Benny. But I knew George Burns and a bunch of other guys.
Yeah, yeah. And did you ever watch the old Johnny Carson clips, like with George Burns, like the famous one is like, my doctor's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just, if you ever just go back through those, I know that.
Oh, I see them. I mean, they're up there. Yeah, and they're great. And Johnny always had them in the retrospectives, you know.
Oh, that's right. The clips of yeah. Yeah, and then now where do you go from here? Like, you know,
I'm going home right now.
like, is there any, like, you had Jay Leno's Garage, like, is there any project that you...
No, I'm trying to get out of stuff, you know? I have fun. I did the Tiny Show for 22 years. That's that. I like being a stand-up. I really enjoy it. I know guys say, I hate it's the road. You know, write joke, tell joke, get check. It's very simple, you know? On TV, you've got to please all these other people, and some executive doesn't like it. I mean, it's just that constant struggle. Whereas when you're on stage, you either bomb or you succeed, but it's by your own hands, you know. And I enjoy that. I don't do Netflix specials or I never saw the reason to do that. I mean, to me, why make a millionth of a cent per customer when you can make $25 per customer?
Exactly.
For example, buy a ticket to come see you. You know.
Yeah.
I know comics. I remember. I won't say who it is. We had a comedian on the show. And he's like, the HBO special is coming out. It's on the road. So I said to him, oh, you got a whole new hour? No, I'll do the same hour. I go, yeah. Well, you know, people just watched you for free. Now they paid $50 a ticket. Hey, wait a minute. Just so it's not like the Beatles singing yesterday. They don't want to hear the song.
I know that is the terrible part, because you wish that was not the case, but it is the case.
But to me, if you just work all the time,
Yeah.
Your act evolves and it grows. I mean, I have some jokes or premises of jokes that I've been doing for years.
Yeah.
Like people come to see me and go, hi, you got all new stuff. No, I don't. You just have a bad memory. But if it's on TV, where they watch it 50 times because they're a fan.
Yeah.
You know, we live in such an indulgent society. You can have as much as you want whenever you want it.
Yeah.
There comes when you get sick of stuff. You're so sick, I suppose. Let me watch it. I watch it again. One day, then you go, it's not that funny anymore. Yeah, you're seeing it 50 times, you know? But if they just see you when you come to town,
yeah,
it's an event, you know?
100%. And then, do you remember your first time, or like when you kind of started coming here to the Ice House? So we're the Ice House in Pasadena. It's one of the oldest comedy clubs in the country. Kind of a big, like, is it the oldest or
Interesting, because was it a comedy club? I remember the Smothers Brothers worked here, and it was really, they were folk clubs. You had Joni Mitchell, you had those kind of...
in here, yeah.
You know, I mean, it's really, the idea of a comedy club is really fairly new.
Yeah.
You know, like, I went to college, I wanted to take comedy, and it was an acting school. No, we're acting. Comedy was not seen as, what? You know, so it's just like an obnoxious person. Was right? Yeah, let's try it. That's right.
Go let this person in. All right, so that's it. We're you're up soon. Thank you so much for doing this. This was we're all very, very excited to have you. Did you watch the opera on Paramount Plus about the making of The Godfather with Robert Evans?
I think I did see that. Yeah, why?
I just thought it was phenomenal. We do a podcast about this. So yeah, I used to know Robert. Do you ever meet Robert Evans?
I did meet Evans. Yeah. You know, he was a classic. Like there would be Mad Men, you know, the collar up, they'll hear his cigar, of the drink. Hey, you know, that kind of go to a polo lounge.
Yeah. But the kid who played him on the opera, which is like a Paramount Plus show, I thought he did a great job. I was actually showing.
I auditioned for the guy.
Did you really?
To be like the photographer in the beginning where the guy, El Cheers, hey kid, give me that camera, snatches it, I didn't get the part of it.
You would have been perfect for that too, because you had the curly hair back then. It was good. Wow. Yeah, exactly, 100%. And so where was it? Where did you audition?
Outreach Jersey. It was for, what's his name, the guy, Al Reddy.
Yeah.
Of course. I remember him, I had a violin case that had a machine gun. Just cut. All it was there's this mob movie being done. So nobody knew it would go on to be the classic it was. It was a low budget movie.
Yeah.
Brando made $50,000. All, no back end, no nothing. That just, you want this part? Yeah, okay. It was a very small.
He took us to piss off Sinatra's, is supposedly the story. And he's just what's the problem? He goes, there's none. I just want to piss him off.
Why are they piss off?
I don't know. But that was part of the opera. I believe I had that correct. And because why are you doing this? And he started laughing. The actor who plays Brando on that show. And he's like, do this. I just want to piss off Frank Sinatra. Or someone like that. And then, so when you auditioned for that, do you remember, was that out here on Paramount lot?
Yeah, the Paramount lot.
Incredible.
Brando used to write me a letter under the pseudonym Snowfall.
What?
Yeah, it's just, I was doing it for you too. So one day I called Jay, Marlon Brando's on the phone. Jay, I said, you know about cars, right? You're a car guy, man. You know about boats? I said, well, I'm not really a boat guy. What do you mean, though? What do you mean I'm a boat guy? Well, I know, what does he want to know? Well, a friend of mine about you kind of boat. Oh, well, what you can take a look at it? Well, again, I think I'm qualified. Well, why not? And I'll talk, what are you going to go?
That's so bizarre. Is that not what?
Right? So he says, cause the boats. Well, no. You mean nuts and bolts? Yeah, nuts and bolts. Oh, okay. Now you mean your friend he had a friend that invented a screw with a locking bolt. Wendell, oh, okay. Now I know it. But you know what? That Marlon Brando, boats. Boats.
Wow, you're the founder of Ace Hardware or something.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the founder of Ace Hardware.
I did not have not.
Johnny Ace?
No.
This was incredible. Honestly, thank you. And we appreciate it very much.
Appreciate the Godfather one.
That's crazy.
You know the genius in that movie? You remember the movie where Michael sells his house to... Well, the movie opens with, with the Italian guy, Godfather, you're in that room.
Of course.
And then you realize the cans of the neck. In the second Godfather, Michael says, I'm glad this house did not go to strangers. Yes. And you realize it's the same wallpaper. But you saw it before, you saw it low from a child's point of view, so the room looked big.
Right.
And then when Michael sells it, it's really just a small den in the house.
Yes.
But because of the presence of Brando,
yeah,
and it's small.
I mean, that was
Yeah, that's the real genius.
That's incredible, dude. Yeah, that's Francis Ford Coppola at his best.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. But I met him. I've been up 2 pounds. Yeah.